Hello students, today we are going to discuss a very interesting area which is called as analyzing the marketing opportunities in the libraries. First of all, we will look into the concept of marketing library services. The history of marketing library services began long before the concept was born. In fact, Samuel Swade Green in his often quoted speech at the American Library Association conference in 1876 advocated that improved personal relations between the librarians and the readers. It could be said that today's marketing of library services has its roots in part of the USA and Northern Europe, in countries with few illiterates and more money libraries and library schools than the rest of the world. This certainly does not mean that the idea of libraries reaching out to the common man has not occupied librarians in other parts of the world. For instance, there is the example of a library movement even in India at the beginning of the 20th century. Now, why this skill is so important? Library marketing is vital to keep our users and potential users informed and educated about the resources and services that match their needs and interests. Effective marketing skills are needed to increase the awareness of the library's value and to expand its user base. With these skills in hand, as you enter the library profession, you are holding the keys to your new career. So, there is a link exists between the library and the user. Marketing is the link between the library user's needs and its resources and services. As a library marketer, you create the link. Your skills will help connect the library to its users who know that they can get information many other ways without even coming to the library building or interaction with a librarian. With constant competition from other information providers, librarians need to communicate to their users that they can meet their needs better than other providers. As librarians, we know that librarians are so much more than traditional print books and searching librarians. We just need to change that stereotype environment. It is completely a dramatic change in the profession of the library is taking place today. Library marketing reminds users that their library is still a great choice for meeting their information needs in today's world. Now, why marketing is essential? We need to understand this concept, why we are talking about altogether a marketing of which is a very important dimension of management, why we are talking today. Library and information service are non-profit services. Therefore, there is a general perception that libraries do not need marketing. But the fact is that marketing is all about us, all around us, and it is essential for all kind of organization and individuals. Professionals like lawyers, accountants and doctors also need to use marketing skills so as to create and manage the demand for their services. The libraries and information service providers should make efforts to inform users about their role as an information service provider, attract users, understand users and their needs, motivate users to use the resources and services in different formats, educate users with the help of latest tools, techniques in managing information in library and information centers. Libraries facing a great challenge today. Librarians are hard pressed to mobilize financial resources. This requires an increased emphasis on marketing. Good marketing efforts can take care of all your resources and how best these resources can be channelized in an efficient way. Library services are valuable services but are undervalued because of lack of visibility among the users. Marketing efforts can help in improve the image of the library and information professionals by establishing cordial relations with the users and other patrons, good facilities, high standards of service, good discipline and well-behaved staff. There is a need for marketing of information service. So, what is that need? The need for marketing of information service is being felt by all types of libraries. Libraries are facing competition from other information service providers, and there is quite a good number of information service providers are there. So, libraries are always in competition with them. They need to make daily decisions on the form and formats for acquiring the archiving information. Librarians are striving to provide the free access to information. They are struggling with the space constraints, shrinking budgets and rising cost of the materials. At the same time, users' expectations are going very high with the emergence of the online access to information. Librarians are embracing the marketing techniques to be more efficient manners and effective information service providers. Other important thing is that when we talk about marketing, they are applying the right marketing techniques in the library. The reason for applying the right marketing techniques in any organization, particularly in library and information center, is not to achieve profit in financial terms, but to achieve high level of user satisfaction. Please remember this word, user satisfaction is the most prominent and the most important area as far as the marketing is concerned, and to enhance the perceived value of their service and products. Increased user satisfaction will result in the increased willingness to use and pay for the services offered. Enhanced perception of the value of the organization will translate into increased level of support to the organization. User satisfaction has increased direct impact with the support they get from the library. Some efforts could be made to get such funding through dealing with the funding bodies directly and all. In fact, let me give you an example from my own organization called Terry, where I was working earlier. There are a large number of marketing techniques were embedded, and we tried to promote our information product and services to a wide range of stakeholders, so that we can create a kind of a mindset among the people, among the funding bodies, that yes, this organization and the team of the library professionals who are there, they can take the valuation of the resources to a next level. So that kind of work we have done for that particular thing. The most important part or most important parameter of any marketing techniques is that users need satisfaction. Whom are they trying to serve? What are users' interests? What can the librarians provide to serve the interest? Under what conditions can the librarian offer services and products? How do the librarians communicate with the users? So here communication is given a very, very pragmatic role. How users communicate their needs to the LIS professionals. Librarians knows well about the library in terms of its resources, facilities, services, products, etc. There is nothing wrong if librarians tell their users about how well they can help them in achieving their desired objectives. Marketing's role in library and information center is finding information products for the users, customers, and not users, customers for the information product. Librarians must pay attention to the users' requirement and preferences also. Now, there is a very important area we need to understand here is the library and the librarian's relationship. Now, please try to understand the concept of relationship here. Librarians have a great potential to transfer this positive, favorable relationship to attract users time and again. See, when we look at the users, so there are different categories of users. Some of the users, they are coming to us. So there are a lot of active users are there. If you build a relationship with the users, again and again these users will ask information and will visit to you on a repeatedly. But there are some users who are very potential users, but they have got a different mindset actually. So in those cases, you have to create your image in the minds of the people of those users, and it is very important in today's context. So you have to come with a positive attitude and all. So you build a relationship. So building a relationship, and when you are building a relationship, please remember you are building the relationship. You as a librarian is not building the relationship. Your library is also building a relationship with the user. So it is a two sides of a coin. Both library and librarians are two sides of a coin, and it is aiming towards one thing, that is relationship. But users will come again only if their present needs are well met, and meeting the information needs of users. Marketing attitude plays a very, very vital role in this context. The world in which library exists has changed dramatically. It moves faster, relies on technology, and competes more intensely. Fearful that change may threaten the existence of libraries, we must look to marketing to help us manage better. Well, I am going to discuss a very interesting area here now, which is called as misconception of marketing concept. Now, before I go very deep dive into this particular area, please try to understand There is a vast difference exists between the marketing and the selling concept. When I talk about marketing, marketing means what? Marketing means creating awareness of a product or a service. Marketing means what? Marketing means creating a sensitization among the users of a particular product or a service. Whereas selling is basically a transaction where the e-commerce is involved, where the transaction takes place. You are selling a product or a service to your users, and there is a e-commerce takes place. So there is a vast difference. So when you have created the market, then the selling comes. So please try to understand the difference between the marketing and the selling. Marketing equates selling, promotion or advertising. So this is, please try to understand what is, so it is a promotion or advertising. Marketing focus on customers. Marketing requires good marketing persons also. See, everybody cannot do the marketing. In fact, you need to be a very strong communicator and a negotiator. Then only you can do a marketing of your product and service. Marketing is extra work to be done, because it is not like a stereotype job that you will be doing the job for such and such. No. Marketing, you have to wait for the right time, and you are going to hit the bullseye at the right time. So you need to have those extra work to be done, and before that you have to do a lot of, you have to do a lot of due diligence, you have to do a lot of work, then only you can do it. Marketing requires huge budgets. Marketing is about making profits, and library services are still free. So there are, you have to get into those nitty-gritties and all. Many a times these myths act as a barriers to the development of the concept of marketing in libraries. So let's look at the defining the marketing concept. Marketing is a term which has different meanings for different people. Many a times people see marketing only as selling, advertising or promotion. Marketing is concerned with gaining market leadership, understanding the customers and their needs, and actually serving those needs, catering to those needs, creating customer values and satisfying the customers. And please remember, here I am using the word customer because your users are also customers. We need to understand this concept now. Some popular definitions of marketing are mentioned below here, like marketing is the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating and satisfying customer requirements profitably. And this is one of the very powerful and a very well acclaimed definition of marketing in today. And this concept was given by the UK's Chartered Institute of Marketing, the highest body of marketing. So they have defined this. So please try to understand. And here they have used couple of important points like identifying, anticipating, satisfying customer requirements. So there are certain stresses are given here. American Marketing Association talks about marketing consists of individual and organizational activities that facilitate and expedite satisfying exchange relationships in a dynamic environment through the creation of servicing, distribution, promotion and pricing of goods, services and ideas. Marketing is a social and managerial process whereby individuals and groups obtain what they need and what want through creating and exchanging the products and values with others. And this is a very famous definition was given by Philip Kotler, who is called as the guru of marketing. Marketing essence, the true essence of above definition of marketing is that what we have discussed in the previous slides. There is a demand for information products and services which you offer to your users or customers. These products and services have an ability to satisfy the customer needs. The exchange of product or service is the primary consideration for payment. There is always a need to create an edge over competitors. The identification of favorable marketing opportunities and the resources are utilized to maximize a business market's position and the aim to increase the market share in priority targets. There are new dimensions of marketing coming up in a very big way. The new definition of marketing by American Marketing Association released in 2004 addresses such concern. Marketing is an organizational function and is a set of process for creating communicating and delivering the value to the customers, and for managing customer relationship in ways that benefit the organization and its stakeholders whom you are responsible. The emphasis is on marketing serves as an overriding philosophy in conducting the marketing task in the organization as a whole. It is a set of processes which involves interaction among people, technology, methods, procedures, environment and material, information or information sources in case of libraries, by which any other comes to the customer. Value is the basket of benefits or utilities which a user or a customer gets by using a product or a service. Thus, value is clearly communicated to customers so that it can be understood easily. A long-term relationship is developed among customers and marketers through deep understanding, reciprocal dependency and mutual trust. Users and LIS professionals in case of libraries. Relationship is substantially beneficial to both the parties. From the organization's point of view, relationship is a tactical issue, but for customers, it is just a communication process. Linking of marketing with library information science, what is the purpose of it? So, let us look at the purpose. Libraries are essential service institutions, but at the same time, there is no disagreement among library and information science professionals about the information as the core to the business of the library information centers. Right information to the right user at the right time is the basic motto of the library profession. So, what is the place of users in library service? Users is the central focus of library services. So, that is a very important thing we need to understand. Users are the most important part of the trinity, that is users, the staff, that the library professional staff and the information resources. So, it is a kind of a triangle actually. The success or failure of any library information service is gauged from the extent of the user satisfaction from person, process or product. How do libraries serve their users? Which service a library should provide and which not has always been an issue of discussion in the professional circle. Users must be motivated, educated and empowered for the self-services. How the nature of library service is changing? The real challenge for the library is not to manage the collection staff and technology, but to turn these resources into services. Even the notion of service has changed from basic to value added, from staff assisted to self-service, from in-house to outreach, from free to priced, from reactive to proactive and from mass customization to the individual service. Analyzing the marketing opportunities. Analyzing the environment for marketing opportunities is commonly done keeping in view many aspects. The tool often used to gather information about external forces and internal capabilities is like strengths, weakness, opportunity and threats analysis, which involves capturing the strengths and weaknesses of an organization or service and the opportunities and threats represented by the environment trends. Assessing the organizational environment. All organizations, public or private, small or large, profit making or non-profit making, manufacturing, service industry, exist with an environment that affect the work, what they do and how they do it. This emphasizes the importance of gathering information from a wide range of sources so as to make informed decisions. The past decade has witnessed significant changes and advancements in the various aspects of human life. The directions, restrictions and the constraints that are imposed by the environment in which a library operates are not different from those in other organizations. Even a library operates in a wider context or environment forming a dynamic relationship with other organizations. Then comes your external environment. External pressures on libraries come from the changes that is taking place outside the library world. It may be seen in context of local, regional and international impact on library and information centers. The different dimensions, for example, economic, technological, socio-political dimensions embody the conditions and events that have the potential to influence the organization in many ways. If I look at the technological dimension, technology is the key to business of every organization. Technology offers better featured products, need less space but more capital and skills. The most noticeable developments are in the fields of information and communication networking technologies. They are used for processing, storage, retrieval and transmission of large volume of information across geographical zones with no time. New technologies offer new and improved services in a variety of ways, such as creation of new or improved services, more involvement of customers in operational tasks by offering self-service system, bringing the gap between small and large libraries as IT as opportunity to use, accessible the data bank which is helpful in recognizing it, and personalized direct mail communication and machine interaction is also possible. Globalization of information is taking place in a big way. It has been created a quality conscious among the users and also created increased expectation of the user groups to a great extent. Technology is dramatically influencing the service strategies such as modern communication infrastructure, increasing the reliance on IT, the changing nature of the service. It is making a great impact and a radical change in taking place in the library and information center domain, and which is making them much more globalized. Today information is, and in fact there is a terminology is coming up, global to local and local to global, that is called as glocal today. Economic perspective, new economic thinking has taken place. Public sector enterprise like health, insurance, banking, telecom, public sector, transport, university, libraries are under the threat, and the governments of most of the countries now prefer as a matter of social as well as economic policies allows privatization. Present day library and information center are unable to maintain their acquisition and service as previous level with the finances made available. A major portion of the library budget goes for the staff salary, and it has become a very difficult for libraries and information centers to cope up with the rising cost of literature with the limited budget for acquisition. And there has been a great necessity of funds for acquisition of newer technologies to enhance the service capabilities and output of the products also. So there is a big challenge for the library information center. Commercial firms engaged in production of information and its organization and retrieval would also charge for such services. The main challenge before library and information center managers are utilize resources properly and efficiently, mobilize resources to meet the financial needs, make services and products qualitative and competitive through accountability. This has put libraries to market their services and products and charge for value-added services, to enter into the joint ventures and alliances and to bring operational efficiency and effectiveness, etc. So these are some of the major challenges for the library information center in today's context. Socio-political perspective, the process of democratization at the grassroots level in the form of local bodies at village level, block level, district level, policies of upliftment of weaker sections of the society, concept of social justice, total literacy campaign are leading to the change in people's attitude, habits, value and belief. At the same time, disinvestment policies of the government affect ownership, share of the enterprise, and the libraries are to take initiatives in tune with the organizations they serve. Such initiatives are needed with regards to the goal setting, developing the vision, building cooperation, responding and reacting to the new situations of the new environment. Internal resource environment. The importance of the elements of the internal environment may broadly be grouped into, namely, the physical resources, systems and people. These are influenced greatly by users, choices, preferences and needs. Like for example, customers. User is considered the kind around from all activities of the library evolve. Library and information center exists to meet the needs of all its users. User is the focal point of information activities, and library and information centers are incomplete without users. It is mainly because of the central position of users, all components of the library. User is the most important entity in the kinds of libraries, whether it is a public, academic or a special library. Physical resources, the most important dimension of the service quality that represents evaluative criteria being used for users are physically facilitates. All aspects of physical fitness must be planned and maintained to ensure that convenience, safety, cleanliness and comfort. So library system, in a library system comprised of service operations, activities including classification, cataloging, indexing, charging. Every system and procedure must be designed and operated to meet the needs of the users, aiming at making simplicity in use and accuracy, reliability, timeliness, completeness. People is the most important, include the library and information professions who are working. It is a value and a belief approach of employees. the management structure and the style and the support each employee to give the intangible value to its users. And people involved in the library information service required good knowledge of both systems and the physical resources. Information literacy and marketing had a very close combination. A successful information literacy program can employ a traditional library marketing methods and communicate very effectively. Making information literacy, it is with the help of the internet, it is a critical today. Make a case of the web page. If you are unable to do so, then the secondary pages know more in clicking and are absolutely necessary when a second best solution. And there are certain steps I have listed out here in academic library marketing. Create a mental model of how the library works. Assign every person in the responsibility of knowing the library's programs. Assign one or more people in more exclusive responsibility. Create a marketing plan. Integrate the plan with the library's strategic planning process. Library users and other stakeholders. Marketing includes publicity, but it also includes user studies, outreach efforts, and creating a ubiquitous presence online at the campus events and all. So there are certain sample library slogans which are very popular in the international level. These slogans which are very, very effective as far as the marketing concept is concerned. So with that, I come to an end of this particular event, and there are some bibliography I have also added. So I would request each one of you to go through these resources and read more on the marketing aspects of the Library and Information Center. Thank you all for patient listening.